Yeah, we are now live on YouTube, so I'll pass over to you.
Okay, let's just make sure everybody can see me. Okay, thank you, Mr. Clark. Good evening. Welcome to this meeting of Keighley Town Council Planning. I'd like to start by welcoming Councillor Martin Wood, different spelling of the Christian name, who I think is attending his first meeting since joining the council. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah, okay. I'll let Joe go through the protocols in a minute, but basically the position with this committee, as with other committees, councillors address each other as councillor, and everyone is muted apart from the town clerk and the chair of the meeting. Joe, can I pass over to you just for the protocols, and then we'll have the minute's silence in memory of the Duke of Edinburgh.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. So it's just a reminder to all members, you are all muted. If you wish to speak on an item, if you raise your hand and the Chair will call you in order. Once I start sharing my screen for the plans, I will assist the Chair to point out who has their hand up. So you will be called upon, and the Chair will get to you as soon as possible.
Okay, thank you. So next business will be to observe a minute's silence starting now for the passing of the Duke of Edinburgh.
I'm freezing.
Thank you all. Okay, on to the business of the meeting. Agenda item 1, reminder of arrangements for remote meetings. We've already done that. Agenda item 2, apologies for absence, and welcome Councillor Darcy as well. Do we have any apologies?
We do, Chair. I've received reports from Councillor Michelle Shaw, Councillor Akhtar and Councillor Ahmed.
Okay, thank you for those. Agenda item 3, declarations of interest. To receive declarations of interest in the consideration of this agenda in accordance with the Localism Act 2011, section 32, and the relevant authorities' disclosable pecuniary interests regulations 2012. Members are reminded that should you declare a pecuniary interest at a meeting, it is your responsibility to inform the monitoring officer. Do we have any declarations of interest from members? I don't think that's anyone. Declaration of interest from officers. Mr. Clark.
Sorry, Chair, I was muted. And Councillor Ahmed's now arrived. No, I'm non-chair.
Okay, thank you. Item 4, public question time and participation. Do we have anybody wishing to speak?
We haven't, Chair, no.
Okay, thank you. Item 5, minutes for decision. Members are asked to approve the minutes of the planning meeting held on Tuesday, 23rd of March, 2021. Hope you've all seen these, had a chance to look at them. Any comments on these, please? Councillor Abberton. You're still muted, Claire.
I would just like to say propose those minutes.
Councillor Adams, are you seconding?
Yes, so seconded.
Okay, so proposed and seconded, all in favour of approving those minutes? Okay, thank you. Item 6, committee comments on planning applications for decision. For Councillor Wood's benefit, there can be as many as 15 of these this particular meeting, and we have one more in a fortnight. For this meeting, there are only 7, and you'll probably get the hang of it as we go along, I think. So the first one is 3 Westfield Crescent, Riddleston, proposed single-storey extension. The only comment I would make before I open it for discussion is that Canals and River Trust have made no comment on this particular application. Do we have any questions, Councillor Abbott?
Thank you very much, Chair. The reason why Canals and River Trust have not said anything about that is that this is actually rather higher from the canal, and it will not have any impact with the canal at all. All they are asking for is a sort of lean-to with a couple of doors out into their garden. I have absolutely no problem with this one at all.
Thank you. Does anybody else have a comment? I can only see Councillor Wood and
Councillor Adams has a hand up.
Councillor Adams.
Yeah, I would concur with Councillor Abberton and propose that we move to the vote on this one.
Yeah, before we do, does anybody else have a comment that I can't see at the moment?
There's nobody else showing the hand, Chair.
Okay, so proposed by Councillor Abbott and seconded by Councillor Adams. All in favour?
That's unanimous, Chair.
Thank you. Number 2 of 7, 95 Grafton Road, proposed front and rear dormer windows. Excuse me. Any comments on this one?
Yep.
Councillor Abberton.
Thank you very much. Number 95 Grafton Road, which is very close to Lum Park. In fact, I think this one is actually overlooking Lum Park. They already have the fact that they've got front and rear back dormers. I have absolutely no problem with this one at all.
Any other comments before I come in?
Nobody else showing, Chair.
Right. Can I just say again, Councillor Wood, my apologies if it seems like we're babysitting you through this, but the principle that we generally go on, if there is a terrace and a number of properties have already had similar alterations done, we normally look at them and are minded to approve them because it's not setting a precedent. Okay, so I'll propose this for acceptance. Can I have a seconder? Councillor Abberton. All those in favour?
That's unanimous, Chair.
Excellent, thank you. Number 3, 20 Hospital Road, Riddleston. Construction of an orangery extension to rear.
Just bear with me. I just have to swap the screen share, Chair. Sorry.
Okay. Oh,
It's as always, it's a different format. There we go. Can you see that? Can you see that, Chair? Now, has that appeared?
yep, that's fine. Okay, any comments on this one? Councillor Abberton, I can see.
I don't have a problem with this one at all.
Okay, any other comments from colleagues? Sorry, did you wish to speak, Councillor Adams, or?
There's nobody else showing,
Oh,
Chair.
I was concurring with Councillor Abberton.
Okay. I should explain for benefit of Councillor Wood, it's not always as straightforward as this, but yeah, that's fine. So proposed by Councillor Abberton, seconded by Councillor Adams, all in favour?
That's unanimous, Chair.
Okay, number 4, 82 Broomhill Avenue. Proposed construction of 2-storey side and rear extension and a new dropped curb. Comments on this one, please? I can see Councillor Abberton again.
Thank you, Chair. I feel that it is rather large. However, he has got the passageway between the two properties.
Yeah.
And to be perfectly honest, there is another one similar on the road. So I can't see a problem with actually saying yes to this one.
Okay, any other comments on this one?
No,
Again, possibly, sorry.
no, there's nobody else with a hand up.
Again, apologies to Councillor Wood, but if I could just say the situation of, for example, a dropped curb, there is a cost implication with that. Councillor Adams.
Yeah, sorry, I think you're not giving Councillor Martin Wood the credit that he probably deserves. I think he'd fully understand there's a cost implication, but that isn't our concern anyway. I think we're just deciding whether we are approving or disapproving of this. So can we stick to the facts, please?
Thank you for your comments, Councillor Adams. Okay, any other comments on this before we go to the vote? Okay, I'm happy to propose this one, seconded by
Councillor Bernardini.
all in favour?
That's unanimous, Chair.
Thank you. Number 5, the bungalow, Lower Shan Farm, High Spring Gardens Lane. Change of use from dwelling use class C3 to children's residential home C2, including replacement of garage door to front with window, installation of window opening to rear elevation, replacement of patio door to rear with window and escape stair to rear. This is resubmitted. It says in the paperwork because of a revised address. Perhaps we could ask Councillor Abberton on this one, please.
This is absolutely fine. I think that people were finding it very difficult to locate this particular building. I didn't actually, because I knew where it was, because it is in my ward. I have absolutely no problem with this at all. I think that it is an absolutely brilliant plan. And I wish them luck.
Okay, thank you. Again, because I cannot see the other councillors, does anybody else have a comment they wish to make?
There's nobody else showing, Chair.
Okay, in which case, would someone, Councillor Abberton?
I will propose, please, sir.
Okay, and do we have a seconder?
Councillor Dowles.
Okay, all those in favour?
Of those I can see, that's unanimous, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Number 6, 28 Southlands Road, Riddleston. Conversion of existing outbuildings to form new detached dwelling. Again, I can only see 3 people, so any comments on this one? Yeah, Councillor Abberton, I can see.
Okay, so this is a bungalow with various outbuildings, including garages and what have you. what they're trying to do is that they're going to have a shared drive, they're going to have various different parkings. I think it's infill, and I'm not very happy with it, to be honest.
Does anybody else have any views? Again,
Councillor Adams, Chair.
Councillor Adams, yeah.
I don't see a great problem with it, to be quite honest. I mean, really, it's just a change of use in a way, I suppose. The converting the outbuildings, which happens quite a lot nowadays at various properties. I don't think it's, you know, they're going to have a shared drive, but quite a lot of properties do. So I don't see a problem with it. But
I think you might actually have a problem later on if this carries on, but that is up to your own opinion.
Yeah, can I just say, I mean, I've some experience of shared driveways at the former address I lived in, and it was absolutely fine. But again, there have to be conditions written in terms of ability to drive over a shared driveway and whatever. But sorry, Councillor Adams, I'll second guess you on this. This is not relevant to what we're discussing at this particular moment.
that's
It
not what,
merely-
that's not what I was going to say. What I was going to actually say is, well, I suppose it is really, but you know, at the end of the day, are the plans within planning regulations? Yes or no? I personally think they are. So I would, although Councillor Bernardini wishes to speak, so possibly listen to Councillor Bernardini first. I mean, my proposition would be to vote for it, but I'm obviously willing. I'll listen to what other people have got to say.
All right, thank you for that. Councillor Bernardini.
For what I understand, if this plan gets approved, it's going to be on the deeds of the house and that they will have a shared drive and they will have a set of rules. So, to be honest, I don't see the problem not even further down the line, because even if they are going to split the property and someone one day is going to buy a part of the property, they are going to know what they are going to buy. So personally, I don't see a problem with that.
Okay, before we go to the vote on this, Councillor Abberton, I'm second guessing you now. Would you like to come back on that?
I would actually like to come back on that. I do actually feel that it is infill, and you know, Riddleston has had an enormous amount of infill over the years. I would actually like to say no. I don't think that this is a good idea.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Adams.
Okay, we could go backwards and forwards on this all night. The members of the committee are here and we are quorate, so can we go to the vote either for or against? I think that's the easiest end to this particular one.
Chair,
Yeah.
you do need something to vote on. So far, nobody's proposed anything.
Well, yeah, Councillor Adams did suggest approving.
Well, I would propose that we approve.
Yeah. Can I just say, Councillor Adams, with no disrespect intended, there needs to be debate on each of these items, and as chair, I would normally be the one that decides how long we go on any particular application. So we have a proposal. I'm sorry, I'm speaking. We have a proposal from Councillor Adams that we accept this application. Seconded, Councillor Bernardini.
Good evening.
Okay, those in favour, please.
1, 2, 3, 4 in favour, Chair.
Against,
2 against. So it's passed.
abstentions.
I can't. There's nobody
That's
left.
everybody, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, thank you. So that one is approved. And the final one of 7, single-storey extension at 102 Grange, Crescent, Riddleston. Any comments on this one? It looked relatively okay to me, but I'm prepared to listen to Any other opinions?
There's nobody got the hand up, Chair.
Okay. If nobody else wishes to speak against, I will propose it.
Chair, Councillor
Sorry,
Dow.
Councillor Dowse.
The boundary, I can't see this photograph really good. Is that the boundary where does the building run up to the boundary? So there's no way back through back gardens again? Is there not another drawing there where I can, it's got front garden, garage, it's a garage, isn't it?
Sorry, Councillor, it's not the greatest plan.
Yeah.
The rear garden, the garage, the yard, proposed extension is going there. So you can still probably get through the garage and the yard.
Yeah.
They're not impacting that side of it.
They don't have much left, do they?
No.
Of a garden. See,
Okay, is that it, Councillor Dowse?
yes, thank you.
Yeah, okay. We'll go to the vote on this one. Do I have a proposer?
There's nobody showing, Chair. Oh, Councillor Adams.
I'll second. All those in favour? Against?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Sorry, those against, please show.
Nobody against.
Abstentions?
1, 2, 2, Chair. 3.
Okay, thank you very much. That one is also passed. Right, applications granted. Again, bear with me, please, but for Councillor Wood's benefit, as this is his first meeting, we normally note these. So section 2 applications granted. Over the page, there are 11 of them. Applications refused. Again, there is just one, and it was one that we expressed concern about at the time. Applications withdrawn, there are 2. And section 5, other planning matters, there are none. Delegation of comments on planning applications, item 7. Again, there are 12 of those. Item 8 on the agenda, unless anybody has anything they wish to say. Pre-application consultation for decision, none. Planning appeals for noting. Now, this is something which regularly comes up, and it normally ties in with the meeting of Bradford Council's regulatory and appeals. Both of these items, the affordable housing at Longley Lane and the 32 affordable dwellings at Redwood Close, both of these items, I'll come to you in a second, Councillor Abberton. Both of these items I have spoken to Reg and Appeals about, and I have asked to speak on both of them. These are matters which have come before this committee before. Councillor Abberton.
Councillor Abberton, you are muted.
Thank you very much. Chair, just wanted to say that the demolition of dwellings and farm buildings and construction of 9 affordable dwellings, I understand that that is now come up for sale again.
Ah,
So
okay.
I'm a little bit worried about where they're going with this, because at the moment it's up for sale. As with the other one, 32 affordable dwellings at Redwood Close, we have had massive discussions about this one.
Yeah.
And you and I think, are going to have a chat before you go to regulatory and appeals with this one. Because I just don't think that they have the infrastructure to deal with it.
Okay, thank you for those comments. Anybody else have any comments? Right, Reg and Appeals is on Thursday at 10 o'clock. So I will report back to that from that meeting at the next meeting of planning, which is scheduled for the 23rd, fortnight today. No, not the 23rd, sorry.
Yeah.
I do beg your pardon.
26th.
26, that's the word I'm looking for. And that, we'll get there eventually.
The next meeting, sorry.
27th, I do beg your pardons, yes, of course, fortnight from today. That will in fact be the final meeting of this committee for this year. There was a consideration that because of a further release of lockdown, that there might be a further meeting in May. There is a major complication with that, which is that if we had 4 people plus the clerk and a member of the public or another councillor as an observer turned up, we would have to cancel the meeting. So the clerk and I have agreed, after consulting other councillors, that that will not happen. So the next and final meeting of this committee will be a fortnight today, the 27th. Thank you all for attending.
Thanks, everyone.